is like introduction. Yeah, to make an effective impact in your community, you need to, first of all, to understand your community, where you are living. You have to understand people that are around you. Yeah, and it is all it's in all sectors of life, and especially in which area that you need more intervention. Understanding community involved understanding the people, the interests, the relationship between them, the culture, and the concerns. Community can be defined by geography, share experience, and share interests. And you have to understand and to know the meaning of community. A community is a group of people who share a sense of belonging and interact with each other. Community can be also based on geography, share experience, and share interests. Community can be also local, such as neighborhoods or town, and virtual, such as community on social media. And this point, I would like to say about that we are also as a community in the Deborah Network, even though we are meeting on social media, but we have a community. And why understanding community is important. Understanding community can help people understand social change. Understanding community can help people understand their identity and the more roles in society. Understanding community can help people understanding how to work together to achieve common goals. Understanding community can help people to know special needs. Community as a whole needs spiritual, physical, and also emotional things. To make an effective impact in your community, there is some 6 points that I'm going to develop. And before to start to develop them, I would like also to tell you that as I consider the community that I am living in, some challenges are many. Here in Burundi, we are near to DRC, and we are in the problem of having many refugees come to Burundi, and also some like conflicts between our country and Rwanda, as maybe some of you have already heard it. And according to community also, I would like even to tell you that I have a testimony that I'm going to tell you after developing my subject. And I said that I have 6 points that I'm going to develop about to be effective, to make an effective impact in your community. First of all, you can volunteer your time and skills with local organization. And in the Bible, we have a woman that has spent her time and worked with local organizations to make peace. Yes, our Bible is our leader. And we have a Deborah, as even we are in Deborah network, we have a good example from Deborah. Deborah was a prophet and judge after a river, and also a ruler according to the role of judge. As a prophet, she was a communicator of God's message to his people. Despite living in dominated culture, she serves as head of state, commander in chief, and also chief judge when we read in Judge chapter 4, verse 4 to 5, and also chapter 5, verse 6. Deborah is a prophet, a woman of extraordinary knowledge, wisdom, piety, instruct, and divine knowledge by spirit. As people that need to change or to make effective in our community, we must have a connection with our God, to know, to hear God, and to transmit what God tells us to do. And Deborah was also accustomed to template his will, the will of God, who acquired an extensive influence and was held in universal respect, and in so much that he became animating spirit of the government and discharged all special duty as a judge, except that of military leader. She knew what the society needed. To judge people, you have to know, you have to have raw and to know what the people really need. Spending time in serving our community, Deborah stood under the palm tree. It is a common still in the East to administer justice in the open air. Your community needs your time and also clarity in all things, not hide some ideas, but be open to all so that they may follow your example. Deborah was involving in what you say. Deborah has participated in war, and what God has told her has been accomplished in her eyes. She accompanied Baraka to his base in Kadesh, Judges chapter 4, verse 9. After every activity, remember to glorify God, to honor him as the successful from to him. In the Judges chapter 4, verse 23 and 5, verse 1, find Deborah's song, which fit into the concluding summary in chapter 4, verse 2 to 5. Deborah Woodley, the leaders and the volunteers of Israel, they proclaimed to pagan rulers that Yahweh coming, not military might, procure Israel victory. When we read in Judges chapter 5, verse 19 to 23, celebrating the saving action Yahweh, not through charismatic deliverer, but through the stars and then the river Kiddosh. Deborah has intervened in the time of oppression and shaped her community. Yeah, as a Deborah to be our example to follow, we have also to glorify God when God is doing something as a miracle. We have to glorify in open air to all people to know that Messiah is with us. The second point is about to be to making an effective impact in your community. You have also to be actively engaged with community members, but you cannot help your community when you are not able to meet to them and also to have a good relationship. It is not possible to make an impact in your community if you are separated to it. In Act 9, 26, 44, Dorcas acts at charity. There is an example that I pick in the Bible in the Acts chapter 9. In Joppa, there was a disciple named Tabitha. In Greek, her name is Dorcas. She was always doing good and helping the poor. About that time, she became sick and died. All the widows stood by, weeping and showing the clothes and garment which Deborah which Dorcas made while she was with them. Dorcas has taken time to be with poor people. She has built a relationship and identified the needs. Using your capacity to help your community. Tabitha helps the poor in whatever way she was able. Let your name be known through your good work. The work speak. Use your talent to help your community, whether it is sewing clothes, cooking, fixing vehicle, or another skills you have. Tabitha making the clothes for the needs. We see that everyone has what God has given him or her as a talent. We need to use them in relationship with the people in our community to help them to overcome some problem that they are living with. That point is about identifying and pressing issue and advocate for change. Yes, in the community we have many problems, but we have to be able to know them and also to react, to advocate, to change that situation. We see that the quick intervention, and we see in First Samuel chapter 25, where we see Abigail identify the conflict between her husband and the David man, and it needed the quick resolution, a quick kind-hearted offering of food and drink to David and his men saved the life of many in her community. In the community may have some problems that come quickly, and you have to react and to think also quickly what you can do in order to help people. Using wisdom and compassion. Abigail intervention was a deal of wisdom and compassion. She bravely stepped up to create peace between the two parties. Yes, her act has been very important to create peace between two parties, and also the conflict between the David men and also the family of Abigail. They may even continue even the whole community, because when they fighting, they can even also affect other people, like the war that is doing in DRC is also affected us, even though we are not really in that country, but we see how the refugees are coming, we see how the price are increasing, and we are living in the consequences of the war. So to help the community is also to be someone who is able to give. The fourth point is about donate to relevant cause and organize fundraising event if possible. To make an effective impact in your community, you need to have an opening hand and heart. You have to be the people that are able to help others willingly and able to give them. Jesus has shown that giving is not depending for richness. A little boy lunch in John chapter 6, verse 5 to 13. Here is a boy with 5 small loaves and 2 small fish. But how far wide they go among so many. Jesus accepted the young boy humble lunch of 5 barberry loaves and 2 fish, and performed the miracle of multiply it to feed 5,000 people. On this day, a child in Congo had more faith than Jesus' own disciple. The scripture doesn't mention any concern about his gift do not being enough. He just gave what little he had, and Jesus made it enough for a multitude. Be willing to share what you have, even if it seems insignificant, knowing that God is a multiplier of gifts, and your willingness to share your resource, talents, or time just might lead to unexpected blessing you would never even imagine. Yes, to help people is also to teach them about to give whatever they have with a good heart, and God is there to use them for his glory. And in the early church, believer share what they had. When we read in the Acts chapter 4:22, that too, they had all things in common. In sharing, even one in the community get what he doesn't have. It is a kind of fundraising where everyone gives what he has for a common purpose. When the people they understand, they can shout they have, and those who are not have, they can also reach to something that they didn't have. It is a kind of making an effective impact in our community. Help people to have a compassion by organizing fundraising, even to meet with specific needs in your community. When there is a need, just tell people, like a woman, the few things they have, they can put it together and they can do something very special to help those who are not have. Encouraging people to give when they have plenty as well as when they don't, instead of dreaming about all the ways they will be more generous one day when they have the means. Allow giving to others to be a constant privilege, a rich party of their lives, no matter the circumstances. The widow offering, as we read in Mark 12, chapter 12, verse 41 to 44. Be willing to give sacrificially, even if it seems like a small amount, even if you have had a need that made you a recipient of generosity. Your generosity matter, no matter the size of your gift, no matter the size of our gift. Sometimes people say that I don't have what I have, maybe cannot do something, but we have to remember that God is there to use whatever we have. The point 5 is about influencing your unique skills to address specific needs within your community, especially actively participating and contributing to initiatives that align with your value and the community priority. We have to know what really the priority of our community, and also to know our skills, our value, that we may marry it together and to make something effectively. To make an effective impact in your community, you have to consider the community priority and also opportunity. Responding to opportunity, you have to know that there is no shortest influence opportunity. You are limited only by time, energy, or expectation. These opportunities come in many forms. Sometimes they occur during formal or informal meetings. Sometimes they arise spontaneously over the meal, around the coffee machine, or in the office. For example, someone would like to influence may offer you opportunity such as a request for idea or solution. Here, what I'm saying about it's like a technical, because you have to build this to see opportunity and also to have a knowledge how we can be able to know people that we are serving. Maybe someone that may show his opportunity or her opportunity when it is a complaint about maybe the status quo, when it is an expression of an uncertainty of confusion, a causal remark that touches on a subject interest. The last point is about building relationship and getting results. Yes, we have to focusing. We have to have a focus to know, yes, we have this relationship, but what we really need to reach. In order to make an effective impact in your community, you have to build a relationship with the people and focusing to the result. To reach this result, you have to exercise your influence. Influencing others successfully is a complex process. It is not enough to be a interpersonal skillful. There is nothing you can do or say that we guarantee success every time with every person in every situation. However, you can help yourself to succeed in a challenging influence situations. There are four important elements for influencing opportunity. The first is the results. What are you hoping to accomplish through influencing this person or group? How will you know that you have been successful? What will you see, hear, or experiencing that will help you know that you have accomplished your goal? Such question we have to ask ourselves. What specific influence objective will you need to achieve along the way? When we don't approve of our own wish to influence, we might be manipulative or half-hearted about the process, hoping to get away with it without anyone, even ourselves, noticing. The second point it is about relationship. What kind of influence relationship do you currently have? An influence relationship exists potentially when one of both parties have a goal that require the support or action of the other. Not all relationships are influence relationships. They are people with whom we communicate regularly, but whose actions are irrelevant to our own goals. It is possible to have a good friendship with someone without having an effective influence relationship with him or her. And it is possible also to have a good influence relationship with someone you won't choose as a friend, because influencing another person is not an event, but rather part of process. Anything that occurs in your influence relationship affects the future of that relationship. Our relationship must have goal if we want to make an effective impact in our community. We have to influence people because we know what we would like to do. That point is about the context. What individual, organizational, or cultural issues might affect the result. Yes, where we live, we have to identify that context. Is the individual, organization, or culture that can help to reach to a result. Influence doesn't occur in vacuum. There are always many factors in our situation that can affect the outcome. And in general, this factor can be found in three areas: individual, both yourself and the person you want to influence; personality, and preferences. Where is the comfort zone or for each of us? Which zone, which you really like to use? How does he or she prefer to be influenced? What's my usual approach? You have to ask such question so that maybe help us really to have a good way. Other point is the value and the goal. What is important to each of us? What is reading on this influence opportunity? Current issues and priority. Where is the other attention focused right now? Is this a good time to influence? You have to judge to see really if it's a good time. Also, needs and also vested interests. What does each of us have to gain or lose by the outcome? In the organization, we have to ask about purpose and also vision. What's the organization about? If we want to help our community based on organization, we have to know the vision, we have to know the purpose of this organization. How can I align my influence issues with organization goals? About after knowing the vision and the purpose, we are going to see how we can be married with the purpose, with its purpose and vision, so that we may be able to reach our results. Structure and also process. How does the organization works? What do I need to know in order to get a hearing? How this organization is structured so that we may create a space to release our voice to be heard. We also to think about power relationship. What are the current politics of the organization? Who is important to the success of my influence opportunity? Who can help us in other words, so that our influence may go far? Current issues and also priority. What is important right now? How can I use that to increase the relevance of my approach? We have to think about that current issues and priority. Think that could help us to be able to create relevance and also to be able to approach. The other point is about the culture. Culture is very important. When we want to help our community to make it to be effective, we have to consider the culture, because you can help people without knowing their culture, and you miss the point because you are not careful about it. Culture, like a national, professional, community, or organization, we have to consider what values. What does the nation, organization, or group believe to be right, good, or important? What are the criteria for decision making? We have to consider also the norms. What's the right way to get things done? If you want to do something in your community, you have to think about it in which way that they can be able to receive what I can help them, in which way that I could use. You have to know how they receive things, the norms, and also you have to know the taboo. What outside the boundaries of the acceptable? Yes, in every culture they have what they call taboo. Even you cannot say anything, do anything. Sometimes you can come in community when you don't know about that, what you are thinking that it is going to help them, but it's going to destroy them. We have to consider approach, which influence tactic and also behavior. or most likely to help you accomplish your goal. Once you have established a realistic but optimistic objective, consider the state of the relationship and analyze the contextual factors. You are in a good position to select the tactical approach and specific behavior that are most likely to accomplish the result you hope to achieve. Direct influence behavior fall into two categories: expressive influence and also receptive influence. Expressive influence behavior involve sending idea and information to others in a way that will engage the interest and persuade them to support you. Express influence is that it is the way that you use to express your idea to other groups, to other people, so that they may receive it in a good way that will interest them and decided to support you. You have to think about that. And also have deceptive influence behavior, involve drawing idea and information from others in a way that will guide them to a commitment action. We have to think about it so that people may be able to understand us. In conclusion, you can't not make an effective impact in your community without having love, compassion, and humility. Jesus is our goal example, and let him lead us in action. People like to be saved as a powerful person, but let's looking this power by doing good things to transform our current society. There is one called Rafa Wallo. Emerson said that the law of nature is to do the thing and you shall have the power. But they who do not do the thing have not the power. Means that our power is come from what we do, not by what we say or other character, but as I said, the work speak. I said that I'm going to have it to share you with a testimony. As you know, maybe in Africa, especially in Bujumbura, where I'm living in Burundi, we are living in a society where the men are very favorable. And I have a friend of mine, a woman. She was beaten bad yesterday, and her husband is not care. The neighbor, the people are reading our small location are not also care. And the woman was in the hospital. And she called me yesterday and showed me the picture how his leg, his arms are slowed. And no one was able to go to police to help her, to call for help. And in the early morning, I was able to go to police and to tell them I am coming in behalf of my neighbor. She's in a bad way and she was beaten by a person who is living in her home, and the husband does not care about it because she's even in a, in a conflict with her husband. They are in court. There is something that are wrong in the family. It seems that her husband told this person to beat her, and now they write a letter to arrest this person harm that has harmed this woman. And on Monday, she will be able to call to call police using this paper so that they can come and see how the thing is, and also to punish these men. You know, it is also to know how the community is. I shared this testimony because I know how the life of this woman, how the life of this family, the problem they have, the chorus every time they have in the house, because normally she lived well with this this man. It is a boy that they helped. They helped him from primary school. Now he's in secondary school. There is not even a relative, and he was in a good relationship with women. But because there is a problem between the men and the women, men use this student to beat this woman in his behalf, yeah, in his behalf. So I was able to intervene in this way because I know that it is maybe it is I can say it is relevant to maybe how we can be effective in our community. Even if we can give what we have, if it is time, skills, or knowledge, how we can even be able to afford the leader and explain what is happening in the community so that we may be able to help others. I'm very sorry, maybe if you are not able to follow me well, but it is what I have prepared to share with you this day. May God bless you so much. Thank you. Are you hearing me?
God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.